Hey everyone, my name's Trent from Halium, and today I want to talk about the next frontier. There are two kinds of people that look into the frontier and see different things. One thing they see is the unknown, and they enter it with fear and anxiety. But there are other people that venture forth and embrace the unknown. They see adventure. They see opportunity. They see new freedoms. And for those that go first, that leave the old world behind, those are the forerunners. I think people here today are the forerunners. And that's what we're trying to facilitate. When I started Halium a few years ago, I had a crazy idea. It was to create a community-scale internet, something that was personal. Because the internet's become impersonal. It's become an endless river of ads. There's no ability to truly connect. So how do we do this? How do we build a world where community exists in the digital realm? And that was something I was thinking about a lot 2 or 3 years ago. Instead of a homogenistic monoculture, how could we build a digital archipelago of vibrant digital cultures? As you can imagine, we came across Urbit, as one does when they're thinking these thoughts. And at first, I didn't know what to think about Urbit. You know? It was just messaging at the time. There was no software distribution. There was no developers building things on it. But then I went to Assembly last year. And at Assembly, I saw something. There was this moment. And it's one of these moments that you only see, every decade, maybe more. I saw the software distribution demo, and somehow I could see this future world where we were liberated from the Facebooks, we were liberated from the Twitters. We could build our own world online. Urbit reimagined the server. It made it personal. You owned your data. You owned your home. And I have to thank Talon for that. They did a lot of work to get it there, to where they could do that software distribution demo. And when I saw that, we pivoted our entire company. We kind of threw away everything and started building on Urbit, which was crazy at the time because I think we were the first company that went through the Combine program, which was a program that Josh at the foundation and Anthony put together. And so we ditched it all and started building on Urbit. And we didn't know initially what we were doing. We were learning Hoon as we were building. We were trying to figure it all out. And then we realized that Urbit needed something more. It had this beautiful back-end infrastructure, this ability to compose data and own the data. But it was trapped in this frame that existed in the old world. It was trapped in the browser. This is a web browser. I think this is Mosaic from 1994. And surprisingly, it kind of feels exactly like our modern browsers. The only difference, I guess, is that today our browsers look more like this, right? I mean, I have so many tabs open, I can't even see what the tab is. And I was reading like statistics to try to understand like what's the average number of tabs people have. And it was like 3. And I was like, who, did the Google Chrome team like fund some research for this? Like what the hell? Like it's definitely more than 3. And so what do you do? What do we do? We're trapped in the browser. We're trapped in this forest of tabs. We're lost. I think we have to build a new world. We have to leave the browser behind and figure out a new way to use Urbit. Something that breaks the community out of these fragmented windows. You know, you go into Discord, you go into Facebook and Twitter. The social graphs are very isolated. And the user experience, if we do not free ourselves from the browser, what people will engage with on Urbit will have data composability on the back end, but the front end will be just like the old world. So we have to think about how we break free. And there are three ways that we break free. And we're hoping to build these ways. The first one is focusing on new ways to collaborate outside of a browser frame, outside of a tab. The next one is enabling commerce, but commerce that is frictionless. Using MetaMask, dealing with your bank, it's very difficult. It's not great. That's why normies didn't adopt crypto in large numbers. But I think we can fix that. And the last one is community. Community has to be broken out of a browser. It has to live in its own frame. And so those are the 3 things that we're trying to do. Enable collaboration, frictionless commerce, and breaking the community free from the frame. The first thing I'll talk about is collaboration. And this is really exciting. So you go back to the 90s, the browser UX that's still largely the same was for one user on one web page. You're reviewing a document, a hypertext document, and it was kind of a solo experience. So if we want to build this community internet, if Halium wants to achieve this, we've got to find a way to make it not just one person. So we're going to make presence a primitive and unlock this capability for Urbit developers. So what you're seeing here is our rooms primitive. And what you can do with this is set up arbitrary rooms, talk with people like Discord, like Twitter Spaces. It's all done through WebRTC, so it's peer-to-peer. And what we hope to enable with this is not just voice and not video, but also data channels. So arbitrary data that could be streamed from any developer who's leveraging our tech. And one thing you can do with that is collaborative cursors. So we can enable Figma for everything. Because Figma really figured out the key to the next step with the internet, which was collaborative editing, collaborative software. And so with this primitive on Urbit, baked into the Rooms agent that we've developed, I think there are going to be really cool experiences that get built. One of the things we're going to enable, and you can imagine, like, what are some apps that you use that have this collaborative feature set? Probably like Google Docs or something. So we have this app that we're working on. Avalon Labs is partnering with us. They're trying to build on top of our Rooms primitive and our Presence primitive to build Google Docs for Urbit. And part of that is collaboration. So as we get further down the roadmap for the collaboration feature set, you're going to start seeing Google Docs-like experiences appear. multiple people editing things, all of it being resolved and stored in Urbit. Okay, so there's one, collaboration. It's going to be really cool. I can't even imagine what's going to happen when we get this in developers' hands. And commerce is the second one. So you know that crypto's just got bad UX. I mean, this is how I usually send people crypto transactions, you know. You open a messenger, you send them the address, and you copy and paste, and then you like look at it and you squint, and you're like, whoa, did I accidentally like put in the wrong letter, or like did I paste in the last one? And it's just like, it's not a great experience, and we still do this. So what could happen if the wallet was a primitive, and you could send crypto transactions via your Urbit ID? And one of the things that the wallet agent provides, So one of the things that the wallet agent provides is the ability to permission your wallets, permission your addresses. So maybe for one DAO, you want to be paid by this address. For this group, you want to share that one. For your friends, for like beers and all of that, there's that address. And this is going to be very powerful because not only is it a wallet primitive just for sending transactions, but one thing that we can do, one thing that we can do when you break free from the browser is then the browser is just an app. It's just an app that's sitting alongside the Urbit apps. And that experience of using MetaMask can go away, and you can use the Realm wallet. So you can bridge the old world into this new world that we're building that's peer-to-peer. Because we're not going to have everything on day one. But eventually we will. And the third one's community. So this one's a really important point because that's really what started this journey for Halium. We wanted to enable digital culture. We wanted to enable, digital artifacts to be generated. And one of the things that you can't do, with Web 2 and the social media era companies is that everything is transient. It's an ever-flowing river serving you more ads. The memory is 30 seconds, maybe more, I don't know. Depends on what you say. But if you break community free of the browser and free from the stranglehold of this construct, this Web 2 construct, I think we're going to see some amazing things. So this is an interesting point. We have 3 billion users on Facebook. They use the exact same interface, 3 billion people. There is no culture in that. Sorry. I don't know who's the designer there, but let's move on. Communities need a home. They need something that they can personalize together. And so one of the things that we're going to provide is that home. And what you see at the top is you see this thing we call the app suite. So you see, Talon is making their suite of apps. Uqbar will be providing suites of apps. You can think about this as like a decentralized G Suite that you can configure as a community. Right? So if you're a DAO and you have your own tools, those would be in the app suite. Or you could use Halium products. And so with this home base, you can do a lot. It's one common context for the entire community. And you can set your vibe. So we made some example ones from Urbit communities, just to kind of give you a sense of it. So here, it's the dark theme. This one, obviously, is that beautiful image at the beginning. I left now. That seemed right. The network state. And I feel like this is Uqbar. That's the vibe. So those are the three things that we're focusing on, that we want to enable for everyone. On Urbit, exclusively on Urbit, really. And what we call this is Realm. So Realm is really exciting, and I will play this demo that sort of highlights everything you saw, all those puzzle pieces, in one experience. So, password protection. We encrypt the state locally. Oh, there was that too. Yeah, so notifications in the tray. So the way maybe I can tell you. So over here is like your personal context. So you've got notifications, you've got your messages, and your wallet. Yeah, and I want to change my wallpaper there, so now it's updated to this brand new theme. Your DMs are in here. So all the DMs that you have in landscape, you can use in here. And we have some cool features planned for the messaging app. Obviously, we have the wallet, which, we're going to make Fort Knox. We're going to make it very, very secure. And in this personal context, your personal desktop, you have your app grid. It's familiar. You've got your friend list. You can install apps. But as you move to other spaces, you have this group hub or community hub. And over time, we'll expand it, of course. We'll add all these new features. Hopefully, we'll unlock developers to add new features. But this is sort of our vision of what's going to be coming. And this, you'll see very soon. The alpha will be late 2022. So later on this year, we will have a private alpha. So there is an email list on our website. And we are going to be selecting people from that list to test the beta and help us solve the problems and scale up. And publicly, we're going to do it in mid-2023. So this is sort of what we're doing. It's been a long year. The team has been working endless nights. And yeah, this is Realm. Or this is Realm.